To see something. Like if you lose the internet. Where's your extender? In this room?
It's right there.
So the closer the extender is to the technology, the better.
Yeah. Now, instead of jumping from there to there, we're signal boosting to there and jumping from there to there.
Should I be further back?
Why you move that flower out of the way?
No, I like the flower.
I like the flower.
Yeah.
You're being recorded. Everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
That's okay. And I'm good with that. That's good. Just sit here while we're waiting. Where are the dolphins?
The Dolphins, they're in Miami.
See, this is a nice place to sit and have your coffee. Under there. Right?
So. Well, good morning, everybody. Oh, it's start time now.
It is? My watch says 8:44.
Well, your watch is an Apple Watch. It's probably running slow. All right. Wait for Sue. There's Sue's iPad right there.
Yes, you got to pin it.
Get on that, please. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning. I am here and you are there.
I didn't hear what she said.
I'm here and you are there.
That's true. That's logically correct.
Mark just got boosted, so he can't.
Mark got boosted, so he's down for the 8 count, maybe 10 count, depending on how well you feel about booster shots. I did mine like what, 4 days ago?
Yeah,
The next day I was like, oh,
you were.
my arm was sore. Kirsten kept punching me in it. All right, enough about me, right? We're gonna get started today. Sunday Fun Day is getting all started up. We did.
I'll have to pin it again. Oh, I'll
You already pinned. So let's bring our feet to the sides of our mat with the sides of our feet running parallel with the mat itself. Let's take a big inhale and start to straighten through the legs, and let's start to draw up from the belly button by pulling in and then finding length through each and every vertebrae of the spine. Let's take the chin and drop it down about, level it off. That's a better way to say it. And then take the back of your head and then pull it towards the sky. And as you do so, let's draw the shoulders up to the ears. Let's open the palms to face forward. Let's take the arms and make them nice and long. Feel those triceps kind of kick in the back of your arms there. Keeping the fingers spread widely. Let's draw the hands backwards, keeping those arms unbent right through the elbows, nice and straight. Let's draw the shoulders up a little higher. Take a big inhale. And on the exhale, let's sweep the hands forward, bringing the palms to face the sky. Beautiful. Let's take the thumbs and use them to guide all of that arm and shoulder opening through the chest. Take a big inhale, reach to the sky. And on the exhale, let's take your butt back and keep the knees relatively long. So we're not bending through the knees, we're keeping them relatively straight. Make an effort now to pull your belly button in towards the spine. Take another breath in, and on the exhale, let's flip the palms to face the earth, and then let the spine go into flexion as you bring your fingertips all the way down to the earth. When you arrive there, inhale and extend them to a flat back. And when you exhale, let's fold it back down. Let's articulate the spine by doing that a couple more times. Inhaling and lengthening, exhaling, relaxing. And inhale
As you exhale this time, walk the hands to the front part of your mat as you step your feet backwards, and it all relative to where you were stepping before. If you were middle, that made perfect sense. Otherwise, you have to make your own adjustment. Now take your hips, pull them up to the sky, and let them drift backwards as you drive your heels to the earth. Push your high to your tippy toes. Drive heels back to the earth. Keep the heels driving in towards the earth and bring your upper body back into plank. And let your knees gently descend down onto your mat. As you pull the hips backwards, walk your hands forward, making a wedge shape in this modified child type pose. Oh,
So good.
let's let the body drift towards the right and then bring it back center and then let it drift to the left. This is a slow drift. And back to the right. And then back to the left. And then let's all arrive in the center spot. Step the hands back underneath your shoulders as we come up onto all fours. Take your chest and let it kind of push through those long, straight arms. As you feel the activation across the shoulder blades, hopefully, let's take the back of the head and lift it to the sky. And feel those spinal muscles, the muscles that run along it, being a little more active. Now, belly button, let's lift it up and into the spine. If you feel a little stretching going on through your belly region, that's perfect. That's the engagement of your transverse abdominis. So I often refer to that muscle like the weight lifter's belt, you know, the belt they wrap around their gut. Well, this is the same thing that muscle does for your body. And then let it relax, let the head fall towards the earth. Take the center of the spine and actively pull it up towards the sky. We're tucking under the tailbone now as we hollow out the belly. Inhale. As you exhale, push the chest down through those arms towards the earth. Lift the back of the head and now rotate that tailbone up to the sky. Hollow out that belly, pull it up into the spine, and then let the head fall and reverse this procedure. And then go to the other extreme. Day of extremes so far, one extreme to the other. And then everyone, let's meet back in their neutral spine position, feeling relatively relaxed. Let's let the body drift over to the right. Come back center. And then go to the left. And then come back center. And then oscillate between right, center, and left. Just shifting side to side. So in movement, this is very inefficient. Like if you want to move forward in a straight line, moving side to side reduces the effectiveness of moving forward. So right now we're just kind of warming up some of these lateral chains so we can use them to rotate the body more efficiently, get more of our foot stride, if you will. Come back center, let the head drop back down, pull the center of the spine to the sky, take a deep breath in. As you hollow out the belly, tuck your tailbone under. And then on the exhale, push the chest down, back of head and tailbone open up high to the sky. And then float the knees up off the earth, lift the hips high into the sky, and let those heels of yours descend towards the earth, and then step both feet forward. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the spine and that back in extension. Now, let's register weight bearing in the feet. It's ideal time right now. So make an effort to straighten the legs as best they can. We're still warming up those strong hamstrings of yours. And while you work to keep the length in those legs, especially in this highly flexed hip position, we're going to walk our fingertips forward. And then as we do so, like I was asking before, or giving the hint thereof, is feeling that change and registration of weight bearing in the feet. This should be highly pressurized more through the front part of the foot right now. And as you work to keep your legs straight, let's walk the fingertips back towards your feet and then keep walking back till you shift the weight so that most of the weight bearing is back in your heels. And then let's do that again, but this time we're not going to just register the weight in the feet. We're going to kind of feel muscle interaction. So keeping the pressurization in the front part of the foot, keeping that spine long, and then keeping those heels connected to the earth. I want to make sure you haven't rocked up under the ball of each toe. Feel the way the muscles in your legs change as we walk the hands back. Do it slowly, like, oh, that's working less and that's working more. And then when you find one end, your rear end and your front end, balance by walking forward and back. Let's hold on that spot. So the weight bearing in the feet should feel relatively equal right now. Did you find it? Do you need me to find it for you? All right, now as you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you exhale, bend the knees, keeping the registration balanced in the feet. Get ready to kind of lift up. So let's take the hips, keep them low, and then take the spine, make them long, and let the fingertips kind of drift off the earth. Now we're in a folded position still. Arms are kind of dangling. We're going to turn the palms to face, and then we're going to lift the shoulders towards the sky. Nice. Now, keep everything in the legs and the knees, which are in the leg spot, of course, and the hips low, and then take the hands and start to reach them forward. Arms are long. Now let's unhinge the body. So we have a high squat position, arms extending straight, chest proud, head looking forward. Let's stand tall and then reach the hands to the sky. Beautiful. As you exhale, let the arms descend, shoulder height, palms face the earth. Take the baby fingers and pull them backwards. As we create the expansion through that chest of ours, let's take the elbows now and bend them and put a 90-degree. You got two right angles with so much right. What could go wrong? I don't know. Let's take the back of the hands and rotate them backwards while we keep those 90-degree angles in those elbows. And then let's take the palms and rotate them to face down at the earth. As you inhale, sweep the back of the hands backwards. And as you exhale, let the palms descend shoulder height. Inhaling one direction, exhaling the opposite. Take a few more breaths. And then hold in the up position, push everything high to the sky, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, fold it all the way down. As you inhale, extend. Yeah, that loss of blood in your arms is because we have a little bit of pressurization going through those muscles, restricting some of the blood flow. We got to get that fixed, right? As you inhale, extend. As you exhale, fold. Now, depending on where you are on your mat, I need to walk forward with my hands and step back with my feet. Whatever you need to do to get to plank, I welcome you to do it. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, let that chest slowly descend. I'm coming down, hovering low, not all the way down. And I'm going to push all the way back up. Knees are always an option. So the amount of workload that a muscle can take on is what you are using for governance. And you'll know because you feel like the muscle is going to fail if it's too much overload. Just give yourself the right amount to find challenge and find growth. Hover low and then hover high. Pull up and back to down dog. The hips. Drive the heels to the earth, push high to the tippy toes, drive the heels to the earth, keep the heels driving to the earth as you float back to plank, hover low, and then hover high, and then pull the hips up and back, down dog, high on the tippy toes, heels driving earth, planking it back out, taking it to low plank, pushing it back up, and then pulling up and back to down dog. Let's step left and right foot forward. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. As we move the feet out to the width of our mat, make sure, so when I say feet, I actually meant heels. Take the heels and bring them out to the size of the mat, and then take your big toes and step them in towards the midline of the mat. Now, same thing we talked about, registering weight bearing. Let's drift back till you feel most of the weight in the heels. In the heels, yes. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. And as you exhale, slightly bend the knees and bring your forearms up and onto your thighs. So the back is in a tabletop type position. Now, upper bodies function better when they work together with lower bodies. So right now, I want you to check in with your shoulders. That's in the upper body quadrant. And if you feel like they've kind of dropped towards the earth, let's create an activation where we feel the shoulders pulling away from the center of the body and pulling towards the back. There's a slight rotation. Take the back of the head, make it nice and long. So we're really trying to lengthen out through the neck. So the back of the head is pulling forward and up. Let those hips continue to drift back. Keep the weight bearing back in those heels. And if you feel a little bit of tension forming in and around the external lower portion of the hips itself, that's good. Now, drift forward, bring the weight bearing into the ball of each big foot, or big toe, sorry, and then drift backwards, mostly heels. And then find the middle point of those two weight bearing or noticeable weight bearing situations. And when you got it, make an effort to extend the spine once again, pulling the neck long, spine long, and then bend the knees ever so slightly more. And then take your right hand, reach it forward. Take your left hand, reach it forward. We have a huge prone. We're looking down at the earth, but we're going to unhinge a little bit, keeping the hips low and upper body coming up. Now, extend the arms out, shoulder height. And then as you inhale, raise the arms above the shoulders, exhale, lower, and do that a couple more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, hold up, stand up. Extend to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, bring hands over heart. Nice. Good morning, everybody. Now, we still have that orientation of heels out to the edges of the mat, toes pointing in. Let's focus a little tension down into the ball of each big toe. I'd like you to take the baby toes and then lift them off the mat. And then you can feel the pressure, hopefully, of that ball, that big toe. Let's keep that realized. And I'd like you to try to take each side and rotate it in towards the midline of the body. So the inner thigh muscles have a nice activation. Yes. Looking for Kirsten, looking to the word, because Kirsten's got the word. Now, let the baby toes come and find their spot back down onto the mat. And then once again, try to re-energize that internal rotation of that big toe or the ball thereof, keeping nice, long through the upper body. Push the hands to the sky. Inhale, keeping that internal rotation active, draw the hips back. Keeping that internal activation of the ball of each big toe active. Take a big exhale, reach higher to the sky. And then on the exhale, fold it down. Keep those feet in position. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. That's one vowel you don't want to miss. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Knees bend. Right hand, left hand, reach forward. Keeping the hips low, lower them a little more. Unhinge through the hips. Extend the arms straight out.
As you inhale, raise, exhale, lower. Inhale, raise, exhale, lower, hold. Now adding in, let's take the belly button and pull it into the spine. Keep that active as you raise the arms, inhale, exhale, lower. One more time, up, exhale, lower. Stand tall, keep the feet in position. Open the palms to face forward. Nice. Now, if you've bent through the elbows, we're going to get there eventually, but right now we're going to work straight arms. I like you to pull down. So when we create that energy downward, want you to find out what's going on with your shoulders. Everyone's a little different. So when I do that, my shoulders tend to drift inward. We tend to rotate internally. So that's the problem we're kind of always working to correct, right? So let's lift the shoulders up and then rotate the thumbs backwards to expand through the chest, keeping the shoulders high and activating across the shoulder blades, bunch of muscle. If you feel that, nice. Now, drift the hips backwards. Give me the weight bearing in the heels, mostly. Take the ball of each big toe, push it into your mat, and then try to spiral it into the center line of the body. And while you're keeping that active, separate all of the fingers widely, and then use the fingers to draw the arms backwards. So we have internal rotation of the lower body and slight external rotation of the upper body. We're going to bring the shoulders into play by spiraling the thumbs all the way around so that they face backwards. So don't go internal, go external, external spiral. Push, 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 and rotate, rotate, rotate. As you inhale, extend all the way up to the sky of the hands. Kirsten's going, thank goodness, all that work, that exercise is killing me. As you exhale, let's fold it all the way down and then step it back to plank.
Fun to get to change that foot position.
Nice. Now hover low and then push back up, hover high. And then do that 2 more times. And then let's all arrive down on our mat, face looking down at the mat. Now I'm going to adjust my microphone a little bit here. That doesn't mean you guys have to look up. What I'm going to ask you to do is walk your hands all the way down towards your thighs. And if your face decided to visit your mat, I'm going to ask you to lift it up off the mat. So you have the muscles of the neck working to keep that fully stocked head of yours off the mat. So your nose is kind of aiming down. I want to make sure you're not craning, which means that your neck is pushing forward. Kind of drop the neck just like you were standing, And then we're going to take the elbows. I'm going to start to pull them towards the sky, but we're going to do 2 things, elbows and the shoulders. So we're going to raise up the elbows ever so slightly and the shoulders. So we have the palms actively touching the earth. Push the palms into the earth, make the chest proud, and take the back of the head and lift it to the sky. And then kind of let everything relax down without touching the mat. Now let's take your hands and move them a little higher up so that maybe your baby fingers are just about over their hip sockets. So keeping the palms on the earth, let's make the elbows a little more energized by trying to pull them together behind the back. Take a big inhale, extend the spine, extend the neck. Exhale, fold all the way down, step the hands back under the shoulders. Now, that feels a lot better than what that exercise felt like, I'm sure. As you inhale and then exhale, push up onto the knees, come into all 4s. Beautiful. I'm going to readjust my mic as we get into the all 4 position. I'm going to take your left foot We're going to keep the toes of that left foot on your mat, and we're going to just push them along the mat and extend the leg back. And then drift back the left knee so it's in its original or starting position. And do the same with the right foot. Just pushing the toes and then bringing the knee back in. Now, hold on this for 1 second. That lateral shift, that inefficiency I was talking about earlier today, when we move this next time, I want you to mitigate that. I want you to kind of prevent the body from pushing one way or the other as we move the leg. So slide the left toes back, and upper body and hips have not moved. So we've got to control over the energy that our body wants to displace by moving it left or right. So continue to do this and just practice. So this rehearsal is to kind of get the integration of the movement of the legs with the core of the body, using those nice rotational stabilizers. And we're kind of exercising them, even though they may not feel like they're hard at work. All right, now extend that left leg out, hold it out, find balance now. I'm going to move my right knee out from the center line, not in, but more out. So we have to the edge of the mat. Yes. Now, keeping the toes of the right foot tucked under, I'm going to take the left toes and start to lift them up off the mat. Keep the legs straight. Try not to bend through the knee. It's a different muscle activation if we bend through the knee versus keeping the leg straight. Now, bend the knee this time. Give yourself permission to bring it back into its original location. Move it out to the edge of the mat. So that's the left knee moving out to the edge. We're going to move the right knee in slightly, and then we're going to extend the right toes back. And then we're going to lift that right leg into the air without bending the knee. And then lower back down. And to make this a little easier to transition, let's bring the knees out to the side of the mat. And then once we're there, take the left toes, push them back, lift the left foot into the air, no bend in the knees and no shift in the body. Come back down onto the setup or original position. Left turns to right side, push it back, lift it up, return it back to the mat. Now, this should feel a little different in the exercise because now we're adding workload into a lot of these rotational muscles. So as we return and switch sides, get a gauge of how it feels in and around the belly region when that leg moves back and lifts up. And those muscles you feel working right now are your obliques, transverse abdominis, the rectus abdominis, the whole belly package, if you will. Let's extend back the left leg, hold it up. Now, keep the leg straight from the center line or midline. Try to rotate the leg away from that. So it's moving away from the body. Come back center. Switch that left side for the right side, extending back, mitigating the shift sideways. Open the right leg away from the body. Bring it back center, come back onto all fours. Step the feet so that the ball of each big toe and the heel of each foot connect with each other behind your butt. And then walk the hands back into a kneeling position. Oh, we're face to face again. Let's come up to a kneeling position. Make an effort now and take the heels, push them together. So you feel that nice inner thigh activation. Draw along the upper body, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, open the palms to face forward, separate your fingers nice and widely, and then sweep the hands backwards. As you inhale, grow the spine long, keep that spine lengthened as you sweep the hands forward, bring them up, shoulder height. Nice. Now, flip the palms to face the earth, rotate the thumbs down, lift the hands to the sky, as high up as you can. As you exhale, let's lower down shoulder height, palms flip to the sky, and then we transition the arms backwards. Make the chest proud. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears as you draw the arms back. Take a big inhale and let's come forward, up shoulder height, flip and then spiral and then lengthen and lift the arms to the sky. And then lower down. Transition. Sweep it all the way back. If your knees feel sore, please, I didn't add this in, but we'll add it in now. Pad under them with a towel. Come back up, shoulder height. We're gonna get out of this move. Flipping, rotating down, extending to the sky. And as you exhale this time, bring hands over heart. Kick out that right foot ever so slightly and take the left foot and step it forward. So we're
Still on their knees.
no, we're still on one knee and we're gonna get off of it in 1 second.
Good. I can't.
Now, up on the toes of the right foot, let's come up to a lunge position. Nice. Now, lunging and hanging out in the joints, like the hips, knees, and ankles. We want active use of muscles so that we're not displacing. Sorry, did you want to say something? We're not displacing energy into joints. We want the muscles energized. Now, to do that, take the heel of that front foot, push it into the earth, bring some straightness into that front knee, and same thing on the backside. We're up in the ball of the toe, heel pointing to the sky, leg long. Keep the legs active, lean in. Now, when we lean in, let's not give in. Upper body lengthening, shoulders raising to the ears, arms long. Yeah, we're going to bring the arms beside I miscued that. So let's bring the arms beside the body, nice and long. Palms are facing the earth. Spiral the thumbs backwards. Now keep the arms long and sweep the arms back a little more. So they're long and they're sweeping back. Chest proud. Lean in a little more, lean in a little more, lean in a little more. See if you can get your back into tabletop. A lot of work going through that hip and also through the hamstring and glute on the left side. Now, unhinge, unhinge, unhinge. So we almost have vertical orientation of the upper body. Let's take the arms and bring them forward, shoulder height, palms facing. Nice. As we interlock the fingers, flip the palms. Now sweep the arms to the sky. How high they go is all relative. Cross the back and along the spine, should feel a nice activation. If you're getting compressed in the lower back, let's release the pose a little bit if you need to. You can lean forward a little more. As you inhale, lengthen the whole body, pull it higher to the sky. And as you exhale, bring hands over heart. Take the back foot, step it forward. Boom. Oh, all that work on that left side. Maybe we can just call it a day. No? Okay, I'm going to keep going. Push your hands to the sky. As you inhale, extend. As you exhale, fold. Step it back to plank. Oh. Hover low. Hover high. Hover low. Hover high. Hover low. Hover high. Pull up and back to down dog. Let's let the knees drift back down onto your mat. Oh, more knee work. No, hardly thinking that at all. Just making the transition here to the opposite side. Let's take the chest, push it towards the earth. Let's pull the back of the head and spine. Sorry, tailbone to the sky. We're kind of doing a modified cow position. Going to go to cat. Coming back to a neutral spine, right foot steps up and in between the hands, we're framing that. We're setting up the opposite side. Toes of the back foot, front foot's nice and flat. We're gonna take the hands, bring them up under the thighs this time. We're gonna kind of pull up the whole body. Same setup, opposite side. Find the balance forward to back and side to side. Legs straight. Nice. Now as we begin to impart workload into that right leg, let's just bring hands over heart to start. Nice. All right. This is so good so far, right?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Loving this. Now, lean in a little more. Hold on this. You're gonna extend the hands forward. And then lean in a little more. Lean in a little more. Lean in a little more. We're not bending that leg, front or back, right? No, we're nice and long through both. Almost to tabletop. Come down, 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 down. Beautiful. And come up, 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 up. All the way. All the way. Oh, nice. Reach for the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, bring hands over heart, extend the hands forward, palms are facing, interlock the fingers, flip the palms. As you inhale, elevate the arms. So elbows have a proclivity to want to release. I want you to straighten the elbows as best you can. That's how we get optimal stretch in this whole pose. As we inhale, keep lengthening. We're avoiding compression in the lower back, so we're not going too far forward or too far back. We're finding that nice balance where there's activation of muscle. As you inhale, pull high to the sky. As you exhale, bring hands over heart and step the back foot forward. Oh, did you want to do the class for me? No.
I had to take my arms.
I know, I'm just messing with you. Hands over heart. Let's reestablish the feet underneath us, hip width apart. It's funny, you can tell if you have external rotation issues. If you look down at your feet and your toes are kind of angling out, it's generally because these external rotators are a little more active than the internal. FYI.
Good to know.
Good to know, or not. Now, straighten the legs. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Keeping those hands over heart. Let's take the elbows and pull them backwards. So we have hands. We're not compromising, right? We're just pulling the elbows back. Neck is long, spine is long. Belly button, let's start to pull it in towards the spine. Keep the legs straight, for fold halfway forward. And then come all the way back up to standing. Now, horizontal and vertical positioning. You'll self-guide on this as we come down. If you can go below tabletop, definitely do it. But to get to that lower position, if you're flexing the spine, you're making this a different exercise right now. So try to keep the spine long as you fold down and keep spine long as you raise up. Now hold up, release the hands, take the elbows and pull them backwards. Let's make little fists in the hands and then rotate the thumbs so they point out from the center line of the body. Now take your elbows and squeeze them together. Pull your butt back, keep the legs straight, fold halfway down. And if you can go into a deeper fold, go for it. And then raise back up nice and slowly. So as best you can, I'd like you to pull the elbows together. Keep the spine long, not going into flexion, and keeping those knees almost locked out. So we're using a lot of hip hinging. We're stabilizing with your hamstrings, and your gluteals are actually working to allow the hips to flex by decelerating that movement down, because your hip flexors are pulling you in towards those legs. But we're keeping those glutes nice and active as they lift you back up. It's like a 2-4 exercise. 2 for 1. Come back up. Spine long, fold down. And then let the fingers descend down onto the mat. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, drift the hips backwards. Let the upper body fold down. Let's tuck the tailbone under and begin to pull each and every vertebrae of the spine towards the sky. Nice flexion for the spine. Coming all the way up, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Make the chest proud, and then let everything just kind of relax. All right, relaxing. It's good stuff. Hope you're doing well. All right, so relaxed position. This is good for a mirror, not for class right now, but later in the mirror, when you look, if you see a lot of this going on, This is why we do all these exercises, is this inward rotation, upper body stuff. Now, to kind of combat this a little bit, I'm gonna stand sideways so you get a perspective. I'm gonna draw the shoulders up. Are you doing some other, you doing your own class over there? Now, make some fists out of your hands, thumbs point away from the body, and then I'm gonna spiral the thumbs backwards. Beautiful. So we're gonna keep those fists. If you're a Bruce Lee fan, it would be like the Fists of Fury, 1970 movie, but hey, if you weren't alive when I was, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Now, as you inhale, try to spiral back a little more of those thumbs. We're just rotating them out, using those nice small muscles of the shoulders. And then let's take the thumbs, rotate them all the way forward, and then rotate them inward, and then just try to turn them backwards. And this is generally where we see a lot of this going on. So we're going to try to combat that by keeping the shoulders back in spot. And then we're going to rotate through all the way back, spiral back a little more, keep that chest proud and hollow out the belly, right? Draw the neck long and then spiral the thumbs back inward, all the way back, not letting those shoulders collapse in. One more time, we're going to go spiral all the way back, hold it back this time. Let's release those fists, extend those fingers, widely separate them, draw the arms up shoulder height. Beautiful. Now, sweep to the sky, bring hands over heart. How about this for transition? Step the left foot out so we have a nice wide stance. Oh, one of my favorite exercises, I have a lot of favorites, is windmill, or what I call windmill. We're going to keep the legs straight. We talked about foot registration and weight bearing. We're going to draw back the hips, and you'll notice that I'm not flexing the spine. I'm trying to keep long, and I got weight bearing back into the heels. I've got some active use of the core muscle called the erectus abdominis and the transverse abdominis, pulling the belly button into the spine. I'm descending towards the earth. I feel some lengthening going on in some of those upper leg muscles. If it's too much, you can always use your hands on thighs. So this is a modification and helps to reduce some of the effective work. Take it if you need it. If you can, step the fingertips down onto the mat. Now, when we adjust, normalcy of use takes over. So if our bodies have began to shift forward, not today, sister. Let's pull back. Give me as much weight bearing back into the heels, almost like you feel like you're going to topple. Extend the spine as you inhale. Now walk the hands away from the body. So moving forward. See if you can pull back ever so slightly more your hips. I'm almost completely weighted on my heels. There's hardly any weight bearing anywhere else in my foot. See if you can get there. It doesn't have to be my experience, but see if you can just try to get as much back there in those heels, holding on to that, and then let the upper body fold down and try not to shift the weight forward. Just try to keep all of the weight bearing back in the heel. Now, as you inhale, extend to a flat back. Try to tabletop the back, walk the fingers forward, drift the hips back a little more. If those muscles are screaming at you, and the muscles being hamstrings and inner thigh muscles, that's good. We're working them. Despite no movement, they are working. Hard to imagine. And then fold back down. Keep the weight drifting back into the heels. And then inhale, extend to a flat back. We're going to progress the movement now. Take the left hand off the earth, reach the arm out to the side of the body. We talked about shifting left to right. This is a good lateral and rotational exercise if it's done with a certain methodology. So we're keeping the arm up. We're just going to now return that left arm back to the earth and raise the right. And we're simply kind of rehearsing stabilization. We're not shifting. We're just getting an offset in some of the work in our body. I'm going to switch sides. And now I'm going to hold the arm up and we're going to lift the shoulder a little higher to the sky. You can take your fingertips up higher. You can extend that arm and rotate through the shoulder more if that feels better for you. Take the gaze of the eyes to the fingers. And then let's lower back down, switch sides. arm long. Rotate the shoulder higher. Sweep the fingers down and let's begin to move a little quicker between each side. Inhale as you open, exhale as you return back to starting position. Now, as we start to progress through this movement, check out what's going on in your feet. Are you drifting forward? And if you are, as best you can, try to keep all of the weight back into the heels of each foot. And Kirsten's giving me the okay, I'm done with this exercise. All right, let's bring the fingertips down. Turn the fingertips around to face through the legs and then walk back the hands. Let the upper body fold. And then walk the hands back. And then step your feet in. Oh my goodness. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, bend both knees. As you inhale, stand tall. Oh, I don't know about you, but my butt is killing me. All right, I'm gonna turn around to face center. As you inhale, keep those arms nice and high. As you exhale, let's lower down, all the way down to our mats. Oh. This was my favorite part in kindergarten. Nap time. Cheers to everybody. I'm grabbing a little water. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, Miss Impatient. Just having a little moment. Can we have a moment? No moments. All right, let's six. I was crossing my legs. I wanted to bring the feet out to the sides of the mat. I'm gonna just wrap my knees with my arms just to help me stay up in spot. Gonna try and get nice and long to the spine. And then once I kind of get up and onto my sit bones, and you'll notice, because you'll feel like a tailbone compressing if you're kind of rolled back onto it. And as you roll that whole pelvic girdle forward, you kind of hear like a click, click. And that basically means you've clicked onto your sit bones. Keeping nice and tall. Now I'm going to release a little bit so I can extend a little more and open the angle between my hips. As I make that angle bigger, I'm making the chest prouder and then making the neck longer. And then I'm going to release my right hand, switch it for the left hand, and then alternate from side to side. And as I begin to warm up those rotational muscles that help to stabilize the spine, I'm going to take both hands out. Nice. I'm going to keep nice and proud. And then I start to lift the arms nice and high. And then lower all the way down so that the baby fingers touch the earth, keeping the chest proud and keeping the shoulders from rotating forward. As you inhale, raise to the sky. And as you exhale, lower back down, pinky touch, and then inhale, raise. And then lower. This time, hold the left pinky on the earth, and then raise the right arm up, and then lower, and then switch sides. Kirsten's going, I could do this all day. I know, we're just warming up some muscles. Now, lift both hands up, tailbone tucks under, and then begin to descend down onto the mat. One vertebrae at a time. I'm gonna pull the mic off my shirt so it doesn't get buried. I know how much you love the sound of my voice. Sean, sound bites. All right, so we still have our feet connected to the earth. My heels are the connection point. And then if you can achieve the same, great. We're going to take the thighs and rotate them in. So this is a variation of an exercise that we do. I'm out of time.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't realize we were running so late. I guess we'll have to change this exercise and extend the legs all the way out. Holy mackerel. My apologies. I didn't realize I was running so late. Let's take this into stretch now. Like legs nice and long. Let's bring the arms above. I was a little bit behind schedule on my plan today, so my apologies. Let's reach high with the arms and let's reach the legs long in the opposite direction. And then bring both feet in towards the hips and then turn the bottoms of the feet to touch. And then the legs will start to open up. We're going to kind of let them guide themselves down towards the earth. And then come back up to have the thighs touch, cross the right over left, and just use the ball of the left foot and heel of the left foot as a hinge point, and draw the left knee towards the earth. A little bit of an opening stretch over that left hip, come back up center, switch sides. And come back up center. Pull the knees up and into the chest and rock and roll forward to back by pulling your forehead up to touch the knees. When we come up to a seated position, engage with the camera. My wife will say, engage with the camera. Let me thank you for your participation today. I appreciate you joining us and I hope you have a wonderful, fun day Sunday. Namaste.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Good. How was your party last night?
Oh, it was so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great, great wedding.
How nice.
Yeah, she looked absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Oh, good. What time did you get home?
We got
Early.
home at 11. I mean, it's literally just down the road.
It was earlier than that.
Really?
Yeah, we finished the
The
we were-
dancing
we
ended
were home
at
around 10. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when old people get married. That's fabulous.
Yeah, I
I
was
know.
thinking like, why didn't it go till midnight, you know?
What
Well-
time did it start?
6.
Yeah, it's more
Oh.
demographic.
But you know,
Most,
people got there at like 5:30 and they were
Okay.
having a drink in the lobby and hanging out and
Where
then they
was the
moved-
wedding?
at the
What?
Pelican Grand.
Oh yeah, Pelican Grand. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the hotel's actually on the ocean
Okay.
and the weather cooperated, so that was a good thing. But it was indoors,
Yeah.
but just, you know, it was beautiful.
Was it
Beautiful
a-
view.
Did they rent a room or rent a room to have the wedding in, or did they have the restaurant or whatever?
No,
No.
they were in 2 different private rooms. The ceremony was in one private room looking over the ocean. And then the other room was upstairs.
It
And
was for eat and dance.
it was, yeah, eating. So formal
Yeah.
dinner, sit down dinner, speeches, songs.
It was beautiful. Like
Nice.
aside from the darkness, you had a nice view of the ocean. It was pretty spectacular.
Yeah. And then dancing and
Yeah.
a DJ. It was good.
Nice. It sounds compact. Like they
Let me
had it
show
on a
you the
schedule.
flowers. Stay here. I'll
Oh,
bring them in.
yeah. We scored some flowers. No, it's good because everyone else lives out of town. So, you know, when these events finish up, there's all the floral arrangements that are basically trashed unless someone wants to take them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you live here. Why don't you take some flowers home? And they were trying to pimp off like more and more flowers. I'm like,
I
wait,
was
I
like,
only have
oh.
one hand.
Can you see?
Gorgeous.
Aren't they
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you walk there? Is that a stupid question? Did you
No,
walk
No.
we
there?
just took an Uber. It's like a $5 Uber trip.
So nice.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Just
Yeah, it
gorgeous.
was
Gorgeous.
lovely. And you know, like they spared no expense with alcohol and making sure, you know, it was open bar. There were no lineups for drinks. I mean, it was just,
Yeah.
it was really very, very tastefully done.
How many people at the wedding? You said
There's only like 48.
That's how you do it, right?
Yes, well, the
Economy.
size did make a
Sea of
difference.
humanity. What
That's what
fun.
we had. We had 50 people at our wedding. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, Kirsten's one friend in my family. Oh, I'm just messing with you.
Chico, cute. All right, what's for brunch, kids?
I didn't hear what she said.
What do you, sorry, what's up for Sue
What's
today?
for brunch?
Oh, off
Oh,
for brunch. What's for
brunch.
brunch?
You know, I think we're just gonna go to Starbucks and sit and enjoy the view.
Do it.
So.
Yeah, we ditched Lily because we can't leave her alone in this
Oh,
place.
yeah, we ditched her for the wedding. So I have to go get her today.
Wait, what? Why can't you leave her alone? Will she bark?
Oh, she
Yeah,
gets frantic.
She doesn't feel like I think it's because like there's no direct window to where the car is. Like at home, when we leave, she just sits in the window and, you know, waits for
Right.
us to come back. But here it's a little different setting and I don't know. Poodles are weird that way. They have a lot of separation anxiety.
Okay.
So,
So instead of that, you just put her somewhere else. That'll do it.
well,
Yeah,
Dave is like her second father.
she loves
Oh, okay.
going there because there's other dogs and I
And
guess
so normally there's Lily.
they drink and they smoke and they talk about us behind our backs.
Normally there's Lily and he has 3 dogs.
Oh,
So
okay.
then they'd be 4. But this time he's babysitting 3 other Yorkies.
Yikes.
So there's 6 dogs. So I said to Dave, are you sure my little girl's going to be okay with all these dogs? And he said, she'll be fine. So
They all
I'm going to go get her.
So, okay, so he's a friend, a retired friend who has a zillion dogs? Wow.
Exactly. Yeah. He's
There's
the
a life.
dog whisperer.
He's
Yeah, 'cause
gay
you-
and they're kind souls and their dogs are their children and they are all adopted. One is missing a leg. They're not cute, but they're his kids and he loves them to death.
So how do they all sleep? Do they all go to sleep at the same time? Like, how do you manage that?
Yeah. Well, they go to sleep when he goes to sleep, I guess.
All I know is that Lily gets to sleep with Dave because
Okay.
she's a spoiled princess.
Okay,
Her mom taught
Okay.
her well.
Yeah.
there you go.
She
There you
gets
go.
the best side of the bed.
Yeah, if there is such a
So cute. All right, kids, thanks so much for that. I needed that stretch. That was really good. And I like
thank
the
you.
entertainment. I like that was subtle entertainment. It was good because I got to watch it too. As Kirsten moved ahead a little bit, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, someone's a
It
little
was-
impatient. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
was
was good.
sore, Sue. I was sore from yesterday's class.
So am I, yeah. So am I. But so it was a good stretch out for me. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Wonderful. Okay, guys, enjoy your Starbucks. Enjoy your day. We'll
You
see
too,
Tuesday.
Sue.
You too. Be good. Love you. Have a great
Love
one.
you too. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.